YouTube channel. Welcome to Saints TV Weekly, a different Saints TV Weekly. I'm just landed from Sydney, delayed flight, and we've just landed, so I thought I'd jump on and do a quick Saints TV Weekly for you guys. You know, the dedication. I'm in the limo. I thought I had a bit of time. I've got my Saints TV driver here. And yeah, there's plenty of news to talk about, so we'll get into it. And straight off the bat as well, Inglewood Coffee Roasters again. Go to www.inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. Use the discount code SAINTS40, get 40% off coffee, tea and chai products. We've had hundreds of uses of that code already, which is amazing, so thank you guys for using that and getting your coffee, tea and chai. Inglewood are very, very happy about that, and hopefully you're enjoying their products as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. We know what happened yesterday. We won't talk about it too much. Round 8 against North. We played them at Marvel, twilight game. We got the Chocolates by 30 points, 34-64 in probably the ugliest game of football of the year, definitely for St Kilda, maybe the AFL this year, I don't know. It was pretty hard to watch, but at the end of the day, we got the 4 points. We moved to 6-2, and we go third on the ladder in the lead up to a big game against Adelaide Crows in the early Sunday game on the weekend. So my review's out, and it goes for about half an hour. There's a lot of comments, a lot of discussion about, do we read too much into how poor we were, or do we just move on? And for me, you can believe what you want, but sometimes you've got to win ugly. We're not going to win games every week playing amazing football. Sometimes you're going to have to grind it, and sometimes you're just going to have to get the 4 points and move on. And that's exactly what Ross Lyon said in his press conference after the game yesterday. Injury-wise, again, we had a couple. Marshall didn't finish the game, and obviously Jade Gresham. But the good news is, based on what's come of that, is that they're looking like they've been cleared today of any serious injury, and they're very, very likely, if not certain, to play against the Adelaide Crows on Sunday. When, you know, we're definitely going to need them, because Adelaide, it's going to be a test, and it's great to see that, you know, they can recover from their injuries, and you know, for once we don't get the worst case scenario in that case. So they'll be there in South Australia. Max King will return, I believe, and obviously Anthony Caminiti, the hammer, he served his 3-game suspension as well. So there's a big chance that we'll have those two in. On top of that, you've got players like Windhager and Jack Billings, who played VFL yesterday and were excellent. Windhager had, what did he have, 27 disposals, 7 clearances and a goal, playing as an inside mid, and he paired with Jack Billings on the outside, who had 22 disposals, 11 marks, and a game-high 9 inside 50s. So really strong performances from them. Sandy overall didn't get the Chocolates. They got done pretty comfortably. On top of that, Tom Highmore, 26 disposals, 12 rebound 50s. Tom Campbell rucked very well, 24 hit-outs, with Max Heath getting 16. And then you got Tyson Milne, Stephen Milne's son, 21 disposals and 7 rebound 50s. That's one of his best games by far. So good to see there's players there knocking on the door to get into the lineup, because not, you know, as a game yesterday, there were a lot of senior boys that didn't perform. There are a few players there that you kind of think, well, there's a chance they could get dropped with the players that are coming in. So it's going to make for a very interesting discussion at the selection table this week. But it's a good problem to have, you know. If players aren't performing, they've got some pressure under them to, I guess, kick them into gear, whether it's at VFL or AFL level. So despite Sandy losing, there was still some individual performances that the coaches will look at and consider when we face Adelaide on the weekend. Now, I guess the biggest news, or I guess the biggest shock of the last 7 days, is the sudden departure of our head of performance, Nick Walsh. So that kind of just came out of nowhere. It says that he's going to stood down and he's going to spend time with his family and take some time away from football. And the club did thank him for that during the week, about 6 days ago. We've moved pretty quickly to appoint a new head of performance, and that is Alex Sakajan, I think is his name. He's from Essendon. He's very highly regarded, and it looked like we had our eye on him you know, pretty quickly. So you'd imagine that Nick Walsh standing down wasn't entirely a coincidence, and I think Ross Lyon and co are looking to improve that aspect, although we've been pretty fit this year. You know, Nick Walsh has been around. He was pretty much the last assistant coach that was around from the Brett Ratton era. So now if you go through all the coaches, it's basically he was the last one standing from Ratton's reign, and he's now been cleaned out, and we've got Alex in from Essendon, and he starts on June 1st, and very highly regarded. He was the head of performance at the Melbourne Football Club, and we know that Melbourne's highly regarded in that space. He's also had other gigs as well, working in the WNBL and head of performance and conditioning at KC Scorpions at VFL level before he was appointed in that position at the Bombers in 2021. So we've got someone with a lot of experience, and he'll start in just under a month's time, which is really exciting. So welcome on board, Alex, and that's pretty much the news, Saying. There's a nice short and sharp one. Obviously not in my studio, not the classy camera angles, not the mic. The lighting's not obviously on point, but hopefully you appreciate the content nonetheless. If there's any other news, any other comments you want to make, put them in the comments below. And again, we just want to thank Inglewood Coffee Roasters for jumping on board for Saints TV for 2023. As I mentioned at the top, 40% off www.inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au with the discount code SAINTS40. And you get 40% off coffee, tea and chai. So I'll wrap it up there, Sainers. I'm basically going straight home now, and then we're going to go and jump into the podcast with the boys. So there'll be more content to come. I'll get this out as quickly as possible. So if you could like it, comment your thoughts as well, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. We're not too far off 7,000. Our 6,000 winner got the Nicky Dell portrait, and that's already in transit to him. I think in Queensland, I think it was. So we've got the Nick Rewalt signed portrait next for the 7,000 milestone. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. Really appreciate it, and you might win a prize. So I'll wrap it up there, Sainers. Thank you very much for watching. We're back during the week for some more content, but until then, take care of yourselves, enjoy your week, and I'll see you very, very soon. As always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.